like anything, you have to do something. You have to be very real with it. So it's not a magic act. All right, people are looking for magic. They really are. It's like the idea of the marketing ploy of the belief systems have gotten people to believe that Jesus will return and fix everything that everybody else has ruined. And that's fine. Everybody can have any idea they want. Let's see what happens, okay? So we see a lot of magic and phenomena in the world, and people expect this. They're taught this. They're actually taught a distortion. What we're providing here is not a distortion. It's very real. And just like planting a seed in the ground, and it takes time for that seed to come up because the awareness of that seed, a step at a time, builds upon itself, just like we have when we were young. And so it's no magic act. People are looking for the magic act. And that's fine. They have the right to do that. They have the right to have anything in their life they want. We're not here to, we're not here to oppose anything. That's not our position. Our position is simply to share something wonderful. That's our position. And if people want what is taking place in the rest of the world, hey, they've got it. There's something for everybody, isn't there? So, again, what we're doing is very real. We're working with the natural environment. We're working on all levels with the natural environment. If people want just to, think that in their minds that creating something here is bigger than life itself, well, they have the right to think that, but eventually they're going to see that it's not, that life is bigger, and life works according to itself, not according to what people determine it should work according to. So again, then we go back to the gods of man and people controlling these gods, etc., and then controlling others accordingly, and then marketing people into a distortion that really has nothing to do with the natural environment. And you can see that all over the world. It's taking place. People are actually, for the most part, most of this world is working against the natural environment. What we're proposing with this and the all-humanitarian projects that we're doing, we show people, we provide real guidance, and we educate them and show them how to work with the natural environment altogether. So this is a big challenge for us. But one way for those people that do have the awareness is to start with the NUUU, because that's a natural harmony with what is existing now with the all is. The all is the totalness, the true reality, the whole of life decides what is real now, and it has provided the NU sound, the new sound, for those that want to connect with the all-natural environment. The whole of life is not just here on the earth, but the entire whole of life. So this is the sound, light reality. All life is. Much bigger picture, but, again, it's a step at a time.
Can you please explain perceive in a different way?
Well, that you go through steps. So the basic steps are this, where, as we grow up through this life, we gain certain experiences, and basically it's one-dimensional here. It's basically with the physical world. Even though it's a so-called three-dimensional world, it's basically one dimension. In other words, everything's black and white. In other words, the consideration here is this is life, this is all there is. And so we have this body, we have the senses, we have what we call the mind, okay, which is really like a computer. The mind doesn't, when we use the term think, it's like, oh, I'm thinking of this or I'm thinking of that. That's really kind of a fallacy. It's really your awareness that's deciding and using the mind to try and relate to, in other words, from the experiences that you've collected. Now, the next part of yourself is your intuition. And so animals in nature live off their instincts, or more so their intuition. They just work with the natural environment. We see that all around us. Humans don't do that. Humans calculate certain things. And of course, we're here to explore and what have you. Again, the American Indians, they worked with the natural environment. The society we're in
They don't. They destroy the natural environment. So something's funny here. They're not using their intuition. They're not using their real instincts. They're using, these ideas that have been invented, like the scientific community, etc. That's what we're working off today, and the literal educational systems. But then the next step is to start to perceive, in other words, you start to have a perception more so than your intuition. So we're going from the mind, we're going from the senses, the emotions, the mind, to the intuition, to a perception, and eventually we're entering the real universes, and we're recognizing that there is more than the mind and the senses and the intuition. And then to perceive, that becomes a relationship with this recognition and this true reality. This becomes the relationship of this all aliveness. Life is more so than what we're experiencing here, which we call nature or the natural environment. So again, give yourself time to understand this. But as you read, as you start to experience, and as you start to consider this, it'll start to come to you in your own way. Just give it a little time.